Bryan with Texas Speed Factory, Classic Recreations. We're real excited to have Vaughn and Lauren out here. I mean, it's, you get a couple of celebrities come down to your shop, it's pretty humbling. But Vaughn, thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us, and thank you all for coming out. It's my first official event of the year, so I appreciate the welcome and the love. But yeah, we're super pumped to be partnering with Texas Speed Factory and our Built by RTR program. You know, as RTR continues to expand, we really need partners that can build the vehicles to the quality that we expect, make sure that, you know, the vibe and the customer experience is what, you know, RTR is. And, you know, the group here is just very good people, first and foremost, and you can tell their work quality and passion for what they do is on that level that we expect with our partners. And so it just makes sense, right? And they have a great reputation here in the Texas region, so it was a perfect location for them to kind of manage Central America for us as we, as we continue to expand. You know, RTR is growing at a rapid pace, and there's only so much we can do ourselves, so we rely on partners like the crew here. So, they'll be doing all of our Mustang builds, Bronco builds. We're working on all the new generation products right now. We're kind of living in the future in Charlotte so that we're ready when new things come out. So it's been a lot of fun trying to progress this and plan the dream and the future. And in addition to our standard production cars, a lot of you know we've built a lot of one-off, pretty badass projects that are kind of the heart and the halo of the brand, right? The RTRX, Ken Block's Unicorn, the Mach-E 1400, a lot of our race vehicles and things like that. And we've never made them available to the public in any way. Just one-off cars. We create content with them, show our engineering prowess, show our styling. But a little while ago, the Classic Recreations crew, who obviously lives under this roof, came to us about the interest in the RTRX, and came to us with a concept of producing it in carbon. And they didn't really have to twist my arm. There was a lot of conversations about the ability to develop it and produce it, the vehicle that we would expect. And you can see from this and that they do a beautiful job with their carbon work. And so we are going to be offering the RTRX for the first time ever to the public in 100% carbon. So we've got all the details worked out as far as what it's going to be, how we can reproduce this car for it to be what this car is from a driver experience and from a look and style and feel, except a little bit lighter and of course cooler in carbon fiber. So
a lot of it lighter.
A lot of it lighter.
So the GT500s are actually 620 pounds lighter than steel. One of the things that we found fascinating, the first time we introduced the carbon fiber GT500, that really kind of just blew our mind was how quiet it was, because carbon fiber absorbs energy. So instead of having that steel cage around that steel inner structure, all that sound, all that extra energy is absorbed by the body. So it really preserves the sound of the engine, the sound of the exhaust. It's just sexy as hell.
Yeah, actually, Lauren and I were talking about it earlier. He's like, how loud do you think it'll be in carbon? And I don't know. Yeah. I've never driven a 69 Mustang in carbon, so it's good to know that it gets quieter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. One of the things that for us is innovation is key. Carroll Shelby really kind of laid that groundwork for us. And so when we look at carbon fiber as a material, we look at all the suspension parts, everything that we do with our cars. They're all handcrafted from the ground up, so it really gives us a clean sheet to work with. So when we look at a project like this, we say, okay, how can we take the expertise and the performance we've gotten out of this and put it in this? One thing you might find interesting is that, so this is a 69 Boss 429. I don't know if anybody noticed that it's a right-hand drive. It's the only right-hand drive. What's that?
It's wrong hand drive.
Wrong hand drive, that's correct. That's right. But it's the only right-hand drive in the world, and people ask us, well, how did you convert it? We don't convert it, we build it from the ground up. And so the same thing would be true for this. If someone wanted one in Australia, South America, wherever, we can build it to spec based on where they're at.
Yeah.
So it really kind of levels up the game.
Yeah.
But what we had a license through Ford, a limited license through 2020 to build Boss 429. When that expired, we've been kind of looking for a home. And so when we, really fell in love with the RTRX, we're like, found a home.
Yeah, no, and
Here we are.
it's awesome. Like, it's a dream for me to be able to make this car available. This is one of our most famous builds ever. I mean, it's been in video games. There's tons of toys modeled off it. I've had a ton of fun in it all over the country, and to be able to, you know, have some lucky owners get their hands on it, it's pretty special.
Well, you have people ask you all the time if it's for sale, right?
Yeah, all the time. You know?
But just send them my email address.
Yeah.
Or rather, send me Igor's email address.
Yeah, perfect.
But, you know, so a couple things real quick. If y'all haven't, there's QR codes all over the shop. If you haven't yet, just scan that. There's a couple things you can do if you're interested in doing like a Bronco build. There's a form you can fill out for that. Register so we know you're here. We can invite you to future events. We like, one of the things we love about the RTR brand is it's not only its innovation, obviously performance, but tied to the new legacy. You know, you know, the Shelbys that we build are very classic, very timeless. And as we look into the next generation into carbon fiber and innovation, we love the RTR brand because they're in the F-150s, the Broncos, and Mustangs. And one of the things that we find, and I want to ask you about this, is talk a little bit about the RTR identity. Because when we talk to a lot of our car owners, they all want some kind of identity. They want to identify with Shelby, they want to identify with RTR, they want to identify with, you know, some other brands I won't mention.
Sure.
You know, but they want a certain look. I've got one of the RTR Broncos, and when I drive it around, people are like, what is that? You know, they don't recognize the lights, and when you talk about it, they're like, wow, you know, they've never seen anything like it. And that's really what we're after. So tell us a little bit about what makes the RTR brand unique and
Yeah,
draws
sure.
people to it.
You know, RTR started for me as just a passion project. You know, RTR stands for Ready to Rock, and it's something I've said since a teenager. And for me, it's like a lifestyle mindset of just being ready for anything. And we translate that into our cars, right? Like our Mustangs, fully adjustable suspension. So if you want to just, you know, be safe on the street and have an understeer bounce, you can do that. If you're going road racing, you can put a neutral bounce in it. You want to go drifting, you can put an oversteer bounce in it, right? Our Broncos, you know, very well thought out about how we, you know, the customer is approaching and driving, and a lot of it comes from what I would want to do with it, and then we kind of expand it with our, you know, trusted group, and, you know, try to find a various, you know, diverse approach to all of our vehicles so that they're ready to rock.
Yeah.
For me and our team, you know, we say that we're, you know, redefining performance, and so for us, performance is not just about getting on the gas pedal and going as fast as the car goes. Like it starts with, like, you know, wiping the sleep out of your eyes, shutting the door, and getting in your car to go to work and seeing the car, you know, and feeling this just amazing feeling that brightens your day when you get in it, and then you start it and you hear it, right? So performance to us is the all-encompassing owner experience, even before, you know, you start the car and feel the physical performance of it, and then, you know, couple that, we're working on a lot of things with technology evolution, you know, owner experiences and things like that we can do with these new generation of vehicles that have a ton of software and stuff. So into our future, those are the kind of things that we're thinking about. Yes, we got horsepower. Yes, we've got badass suspension and very fun vehicles to drive. But for us, it's all about looking at performance in a different way. And so I think the thing that really sets us off, you know, aside from our unique style, you know, I come from, you know, I started out as an import guy. You know, I grew up around hot rods because my dad was that. But, you know, I grew up, I think, kind of rebelling against what he liked, going to the import scene. So I have an affinity to Japanese car culture, to European car culture, and also American car culture. So our styling, you know, my lead designer, who's been a great friend of mine for, you know, going on 20 years, Lindsay, you know, he and I come from that same mindset. So you'll look at our vehicles and see a lot of inspiration from various car cultures, but, you know, I feel like we mesh that very well with American car culture. And so that's why all of our vehicles, I feel, I mean, I'm a little bit biased, but are a very unique approach. And, you know, we call it, you know, modern aggressive styling. And so, you know, even the RTRX, right? Like when we built this car, the goal was to build something that was timeless, that looked very classic, but once you started looking closer, had modern technologies, you know, and a modern look to it, but could still be very at home in 1969, but also still very relevant in 2023. So, you know, we just have you know, we're unique people. We're special, and we're not for everybody, and that's why our motto is, available to all, not for everyone. Like, we're okay with that. We're very much, do what we want to do, and I'd love to tell you that, like, we have this great strategy of how we're going to pick this type of person, that type of person, but we just put it out there, and I think people feel our passion and resonate with us, and we keep it real, and that's just what the brand is and what it will continue to be. And it's been we've been out for 13 years. We launched in 2010, and it's just been growing and growing and growing, and now it's really blowing up, thanks to people like you all that get it and love what we're doing and are feeling what we're doing. So we're just going to keep cranking, doing the things that are fun, try to put smiles on faces, and work with good partners like you guys to make it accessible to the masses.
You talk about culture. I don't know about most everyone in the room, but when you get out of your car to go into your workplace or go home, if you don't turn around and look, you're not doing it right. Right?
True story, yeah.
And what a lot of clients tell us about our cars is they'll go to the club and their friends will roll up in a Ferrari or Lambo or Pagani or whatever, and you roll up in one of these classic cars with modern styling and modern suspension performance, and it's a showstopper. Everyone turns and looks, and that's what our hope is with the RTR brand, especially with the Bronco now, is that people say, hey, I want to attach myself to that uniqueness. I don't want to just do stock like everybody else. I want something that really stands out, and that's what we've loved the most about the RTR brand.
Yeah. One thing too I think is a little bit different with us is we engineer everything to work together. So like or separate, right? So our Mustangs, right? If you buy a Spec 1, which just comes with lowering springs, if you want to upgrade to our dampers and our sway bars later, all of those things work separate, but when they work together, that's when you get that actual tactical performance that we've developed and engineered into the car. Our mindset is modularity, because we know not everybody can just go buy a Spec 5. But you can entry level and then build upon your creation as budget allows or as your goals change. And so that's a mindset as well for me. I built my first car on my back in my garage. I was in IT before when I had a real life job back in the day, and I spent every dollar I had on my car, and that's what got me to where I am. So I keep that, remember that, because I want, our brand is inclusive for those that want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And so we're always continuing to, try to find ways for people to be a part of the brand, even if they can't really get what they're envisioning, that they want in the future. But, welcome them in, and so that's a big key to our development process as well.
And for us, that's where the Built by RTR program comes in, is that you guys set that up where people can send their cars to you guys,
Yeah.
Now as a Built by RTR partner, you can bring it here to Texas, so it kind of centralizes and starts spreading out, so people have access to it a lot faster.
Yeah, and like dealers, have a focus, and we've been for a very long time a dealer model, but there's a lot of turnover of dealers, and it's hard to have a consistent program. And we love our 4 dealers, but these type of relationships are the long term, the people that live and breathe our brand like we do.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited about the opportunity for people to be able to come to you and grow their car with people that are extremely experienced and work directly with us on product and development. So it's all good stuff.
So you guys are hopping on a plane to go somewhere special?
Yeah, Lauren and I, so we came out and we're pumped. Who's the Bronco owners that go on a Bronco run today? Yeah, you're gonna have some fun. So Lauren actually flew in yesterday from Johnson Valley. The team is all out there. Lauren came out to spend the day with us. Thank you very much, Lauren. For those of you who don't know, Lauren is my teammate and partner in the Fun Haver Off-Road team. And we've been working together for 4 or 5 years, and racing in Ultra 4 and just being a part of the Bronco community is something we're very passionate about. And he's been a mentor for me in the off-road space, and we've got some really great things going on in that world. And so he came out to be a part of this Bronco experience today. So thank you very much, my friend. Don't blow the window out, guys.
Yeah, don't be breaking stuff. Come on. great stuff out there at the trails. For any of you guys with Broncos that are and gals that are coming out for the off-road experience, we've got 2 great trails. They're all marked. You're gonna have a great time. The goal is kind of just learn what the Bronco can do, how the different modes work, and we've got plenty to experiment on. Hopefully nobody needs recovery today.
But that's okay if you do.
We'll help you out.
So yeah, we brought the Fun Runner out, which is a collaboration between RTR Vehicles and Fun Haver Off-Road. Fun Haver Off-Road has some parts coming out that are very much for hardcore wheelers, and you'll see, you know, those parts, long travel, you know, very high and tight bumpers and things like that. And then we've got our RTR package, which is my personal Area 51 Bronco. Started as a Badlands and then was fully converted to RTR. So you guys will be able to check out all the parts that make the RTR package up out there. And then we've got the Bronco Raptor out here as well, which has all of our, you know, all of our RTR parts on it as well. So for those of you that are new to off-roading, that's totally fine. Everything that we're doing, as I understand, has bypasses. But if there is obstacles that you guys want to try, that's why Lauren and I are here. You know, we enjoy getting people out of their comfort zone. We can spot you up the right line, and 99.7% of the time, we can get you up that line if you listen to us. And you can ask Chase Gentry, who's here, who is a Bronco ambassador. We had him out to Uwari recently and puckered him quite a few times, but he kept it. You know, he did exactly what was needed to do, and I think probably left a better wheelman that day, didn't he?
Definitely, 100%.
Yeah. So please don't ask. You know, no dumb questions. We're here to give you guys an experience. And where I was going with that is, you know, we leave tonight to go to Johnson Valley, where Lauren and I will be testing. We've got some products that we're testing, but most importantly right now are race trucks, because next week is King of the Hammers. And while Lauren has won it multiple times, I'm still trying to get a win. So this year we kind of changed our strategy, where we would normally go out and be in Johnson Valley for a week, and come race day we'd be fully exhausted. Now we're going to go out, pre-run test, the guys will re-prep the trucks, and then we'll go home, reset, and then come back out for the race to be fresh. And so that's our strategy this year, to get the results that, you know, we all want. So it'll be fun. I'm excited for a week in the desert, and doing some learning. In fact, Lauren's going to get in the passenger seat with me and make sure that my pace on the rocks is what it needs. God bless him. Great soul he is.
Well, we're going to head out here in a little bit.